This weekend, a single shooting in Minneapolis has ignited a national political firestorm, pulling the White House, state leaders, and immigration enforcement into direct confrontation. And now, President Donald Trump says he's stepping in. Over the past 24 hours, President Trump held what he described as very good phone calls with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, as tensions continue to rise following the death of 37-year-old Alex Pretti. Pretti, a U.S. citizen, was shot and killed Saturday during a confrontation with federal Border Patrol agents. His death has sparked protests, political backlash, and renewed scrutiny of federal immigration enforcement tactics, even when U.S. citizens are involved. The fallout is expected to ripple through Washington this week. According to city officials, Minneapolis remains on edge. Demonstrators filled downtown streets Sunday, chanting against ICE and Border Patrol operations, demanding accountability and immediate changes. Behind the scenes, the pressure reached the Oval Office. Mayor Jacob Frey says President Trump told him directly that the present situation cannot continue. And that message came with action. Some federal agents are expected to leave Minnesota on Tuesday, including Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino. But at the same time, Trump is also doubling down. Earlier, the president announced he is sending his border czar, Tom Homan, to Minnesota to lead immigration and customs enforcement operations on the ground. The White House says Homan will oversee enforcement, even as protests grow louder. Big Trump insists state leaders are on board. In a public statement, he said Governor Walz was happy about the move, pointing to what Trump called major success in other cities like Washington, D.C., Memphis, and New Orleans. Trump claims crime is already down in Minnesota, but says we want to make it better. Governor Walz, however, struck a more careful tone. In his statement after the call, he said the president appeared open to a more coordinated approach, specifically targeting violent criminals, not broad enforcement actions. Mayor Jacob Frey went further. He said Minneapolis will cooperate with real criminal investigations, but drew a firm line at what he called unconstitutional arrests. Frey confirmed he plans to meet directly with Tom Homan on Tuesday, a meeting that could define how federal agents operate in the city going forward. At the center of it all is Alex Pretti's death, a moment that has forced urgent questions about federal power, local authority, and civil rights. As protests continue, as Washington reacts, and as federal agents prepare to either leave or expand their presence, Minnesota now stands at the crossroads of immigration policy and political consequence.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.